relationship with your dreams. Because as dreamers, we are the visionaries. And as visionaries, we see things. But we only see things when we close our eyes, and these pictures are real, and your dreams are more real than your reality, but nobody else will see it, and they will call you crazy, and we gotta celebrate that. What we're gonna treat today is we're gonna treat today like a football team at halftime. And honestly, I feel like we're down. Because there's levels to this. In high school, there might have been 2,000 to 3,000 people that went to your school. How many of them will be remembered? In this room, how many of y'all will be remembered? If you leave here, if you leave this locker room, and you go out there and you do normal, you wasted a life, and this is not our practice life. This is our only one. Are you ready? Yeah. It's time. When I say I am a, I want you to say dreamer. I am a dreamer. I am a dreamer. I am a dreamer. Listen, y'all can have a seat if y'all want, or y'all can stand. The only thing we're talking about today, since I just have a few minutes with y'all, is I'm talking about the word crazy. Crazy is how you change the world. Crazy is how you're remembered. And crazy is how you achieve your dream. When I got fired from being Soulja Boy's cameraman, I was at a crossroads. I was at a crossroads of, am I going to be great or am I going to be whack? And do something normal. You think I'm going to waste this life and do something normal? Hell no! I said I'm going to be a manager. And I signed a girl group. And I got them a record deal. And then they fired me. My dreams were being stomped on and shattered constantly. I'm like living in my mom's basement, and I'm thinking to myself, am I not good enough? I see all these people winning, all these people surpassing me. Am I not good enough? And then this is where I was like, I gotta be crazier. Because when I managed the girl group, I was being normal. I got them a record deal, and I'll drive them to their little singing classes, and then I'll take them to their little choreography classes, and that was it. But how many of y'all saw me passing out flyers here today? That's why you're here. Thank you. But see, I believe in crazy. How many other speakers are going to do that? Now let me tell you how it got me in the game. I got my dream by passing out flyers and CDs every single day. And when I had Travis Porter, #1 song in the country. Okay, now ladies. Yeah. Y'all know that. Hey, go ahead. How did I get there? There was this one day, I'm driving to Jacksonville, Florida, and my business partner calls me, Charlie, where you at? I was like, I'm driving to Jacksonville. What's going on in Jacksonville? I said, the radio station. I'm going to actually drive from every radio station from Jackson, Mississippi to Washington, D.C. He said, do you know the radio people? I said, no. But I'm going to meet them. I was living in my mom's basement. I didn't have any money. My mouth is dry. Can we get some water? I'm going to... I don't know about drinking that. Mama, thank you so much.
Let's go, Charlie!
That's that energy.
Get familiar with the energy!
You know what time it is, Clint. All right, so I'm driving from every radio station from Jackson, Mississippi to Washington, D.C. I did not know the radio stations, but I was trying to do something so crazy because I had to get in the game. I'm living in my mom's basement. It cost about $70,000 to work a record of radio with a marketing budget. Guess how much money I had? 100. Who cares how the game is played? We're going to reinvent the game. They said you need a record label to have a #1 song in the country. I said, I got energy. Money is energy, and I, without money, have energy too. So I'm driving to every record label, every radio station, and I'm And I'm talking to him, I'm selling it. I said, Travis Porter's gonna be the biggest group, and I'm passing out CDs outside of the clubs so those people can go request to the DJ. And then next thing you know, we start moving up the charts. And in Atlanta, see, you gotta become a professor of the jungle when you're chasing a dream. You gotta know every tree, every hill, everything. And I saw in Atlanta, you've got a club that has a DJ in it. And that DJ is the most important person in my life. So how do I get these girls in this club to always go to the DJ and request our song? Because if we get that DJ, he does a mix show meeting with this guy named Hurricane Dave. Hurricane Dave is the most powerful man in music because he's the program director of the most influential radio station in music, Hot 107.9. So if I can influence Bill Black, then I can influence Hurricane Dave. And if I can influence Hurricane Dave influences every urban radio station across the country. I'm studying the game in my pursuit of crazy. Am I emailing songs? No. Why would I send an email? That's like some kilobytes of energy. I need terabytes of energy being exchanged. So I'm showing up. I'm bringing food to the marketing meetings, to the mix show meetings, and I got these songs #1 at Hot 107.9, and then that took every radio station #1 across the nation without spending a penny. I got my dream. I got out of my mom's basement because I went crazy. But the thing is, I wasn't done. I was ready to grow beyond only Travis Porter, and there was this artist by the name of
Titty Boy.
There we go, Titty Boy. He wasn't 2 Chainz yet. Good, close. His name was Titty Boy, and I thought he was a star. And he wanted this one gentleman who was very successful in the music industry to manage him. He looked at me as this 20-year-old, 300-pound white dude that wore a suit and passed out CDs outside the club. He didn't look at me as a manager because he saw me passing out CDs out of the club. I said, see, I'm not ever going to ask for permission to be great. If something is mine, I'm going to take it. He would put us in a room with that other big industry manager, but I would show up with a 30-day, 60-day, 90-day game plan. I would show up with my own money, pressing up CDs, and when 2 Chainz is walking out of the club at Figure 8 on the west side of Atlanta on Camelton Road, who does he see passing out CDs in the rain? Me. When we would go to our meetings, I would present this treatment for a video. We got this college tour set up. The other manager stopped coming to the meetings. Do not ever ask for permission for your dream. Never ask for permission to be great. Are you ready? When we leave here, we are not asking for permission. I'll tell you a cool story. Something I really didn't ask for permission from 2 Chainz. So I wanted to get him into merch, being a good manager. So I thought of this idea that I knew he would say no to because it was corny, and 2 Chainz hates corny stuff. I get it, you're a street rapper, you're from the streets, I get it. Corny makes a lot of money. I'm trying to get this money. So I thought of this idea at 8 o'clock in the morning. It was called Dabbing Santa, Ugly Christmas Sweater. And I knew if I called Tick, he would be like, man, I'm not doing that corny shit. So what do? I don't ask for permission. I ask for forgiveness. So what do? I get it designed up at 8 in the morning. I knew it was a genius idea because genius, y'all know where the word genius comes from? It's an ancient word for spirit. And the spirit of genius is looking for somebody who is ready. And then you know how you just say, like, it just hit me. That's what genius is. Geniuses don't think, they download, they receive, they're tuned to the frequency. I'm ready to win. And this idea hit me. And I knew it was going to be so big, that's why I didn't ask permission. And I designed it up at 8 o'clock in the morning. By 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I had like a Photoshop rendering of this ugly Christmas sweater of Santa doing the dab. And then I'm like, all right, I'm gonna upload this to 2 Chainz' Instagram. And I uploaded it, leap. And 10 minutes goes by. We're at like $10,000 in sales. And then my phone rings, and it says tip. I'm like, oh God, I'm about to get my ass cussed. I answer it. He says, hey, what's the shit on Instagram? Ugly Christmas sweater? Yeah. He said, man, I just got 2 phone calls from my friends about this. I was like, were they good phone calls? He's like, they want it. I said, bro, we're at like 20,000. We ended up doing 2 million in 30 days. You're not ever asked for permission. And at the height of my career, I thought I had it all. I managed one of the biggest management companies in music. I signed Young Dolph. I had to do the same thing with Dolph that I did with 2 Chainz. Dolph was from the streets. He did not trust no little white boy. But I would drive and sit in Memphis, Tennessee every weekend and be like, I want to turn you into a star. And he told me, he said, the only way you're going to manage me is if you can get that World Star big box for free. Because Dolph had been paying like $20,000 for the big box. I was like, I'll get you the big box. I'll get it for you. Did I know if I could get it? Because World Star, they're a business, they're trying to get that money. And they've been getting money from Dolph for a couple of years, so what do? I call my boy Jay up over at World Star. I'm like, Jay, my boy, I just signed Dolph, he gonna be the biggest in the game. He said, Charlie, man, people don't like Dolph like that. I'm like, man, no, Dolph's gonna be the biggest in the game. You know, if I touch it, it's gonna turn to gold. I said, I need that big box. He said, man, I'm not giving you the big box. I need it, Jay. He said, Charlie, man, it's not happening, 20K. I said, God damn it, Dolph ain't gonna let me manage him. Dolph ain't gonna let me manage him. So I would call Jay every day, hundreds of times. And he would stop answering my phone. And I'm like, this is my friend, not answering my phone. I've done business with this man for years, and I told Dolph I'll get it, and every time I talk to Dolph, he's like, Charlie, what's up with the big box? We got the music video coming out. If you ain't talking money, I don't wanna talk. I'm like, I got it, bro, I'm close. I learned this one thing from DJ Khaled, because DJ Khaled is one of those crazy ones in his relentless, delusional approach to getting something done. And he wanted a verse from 2 Chainz one time, and 2 Chainz was a little late on sending it. So Khaled, what he did was, he took out his cell phone, he took a selfie, and this is so Khaled, and he went like this. And the text message read, I can't believe my friend isn't answering my calls. So what do I do to Jay? I'm like, I'm gonna try it.
Oh my God.
I can't believe my friend isn't answering my calls. I guilt trip him. Guess who got the big box? Guess who got Dolph? R.I.P. Dolph. Dolph, I know you're there, brother. You were my favorite artist. You were my favorite, bro. R.I.P. Dolph. But guys, let me tell you, at the height of my career, through all this crazy stuff, I got hit with something that was the most challenging thing I could ever be hit with. Something that was not business. Something that was my life. I got diagnosed with a brain tumor. And I was looking at the end of my life. And I kept telling myself this phrase, my story isn't over yet. My story isn't over yet. And I would close my eyes and I would ask myself what I would see. And I only saw my dreams. That's it. That's all I saw. I could always see in business, clearly. But at this point, me facing my life, I'm seeing my dream, and my dream made absolutely no sense. But it was so clear. It wasn't like as if God was talking to me, because talking is like one word after another. This was like a copy paste. It was like a pure knowing. And I saw myself as this athlete, but then when I look in the mirror, I see 300 pounds with a brain tumor, but I see an athlete, and I kept seeing this image that was so freaking clear to me. And it was this Nike commercial with LeBron James and Serena Williams. And I started writing down in my notebook every single day, everything I saw when I closed my eyes. And I would tell my friends, and they said, Charlie, you're crazy. You do not play for the Lakers. You are not in the Olympics. We know you're sick, but we don't want to see you lose your mind. I said, no. I said, I'm going to reverse my brain tumor. I said, I'm going to lose 130 pounds. I said, I'm going to be a Nike athlete because that's my dream, and that is a very selfish dream. And my whole life I was of servitude to other people. It was my job to make my artist dreams come true. And I had ignored mine. And I said, this is the first time in my life I'm going to chase my dream. And it's okay to be a little selfish. Because I deserve it, because if I'm going to die, I need to know what it's like being an athlete. That dream that I buried when I was 8 years old, I have to know what that feels like. And so I said, I'm going to make a fan-made Nike commercial. And I would talk to all my Hollywood friends, my big executive friends in Hollywood, and I'm no longer 2 Chainz' manager because I told 2 Chainz and my artists, I said, I'm retiring to go chase my dream. So people don't treat you the same when you don't manage a big star. They look at me as a has-been. And I'm calling my Hollywood friends and I'm like, I need a videographer who is good enough to make a Nike grade commercial. They're like, Charlie, you know that's gonna be like 60 to, you know, 60,000 to maybe like 200,000 if you want Nike grade. I said, I'm gonna make a commercial that's gonna get Nike's attention. It's gonna be so freaking good, and then they're gonna wanna sign me, and then I'll be in commercials with LeBron and Serena, and they kept telling me, you're crazy. I said, I know, but that's what I do. So you're not hurting my feelings. Because when I do this, you'll remember. And remembering is a very powerful thing in this world. I want people to remember. When I leave this earth, I want a legacy. And I want y'all to have a legacy too. So as they tell me I'm crazy, I say, watch. And I wrote down in my Quantum Possibilities notebook, today is the day I searched and found my videographer / editor. It's done. It's easy. See, I'm always tuned to the it's easy frequency because as every other speaker in the world will be like, you gotta grind hard. Y'all have heard that speech? You gotta wake up early and sleep less. I'll sleep when I'm dying. I'm not gonna tell you that because that's not what I do. I try to channel to the exact thing I want, and I'm writing this down, and I believe so delusionally, and I'm delusional with my optimism that I'm going to find this person today, and my roommate walks in the front door. And then my roommate is a very not exciting human that should never have a cameraman following behind him. He's an accountant for a health food company that sells goji berries to Whole Foods. And yet behind him is walking in the front door this guy with the big steady cam, and I'm sitting there on the couch as I was writing in my notebook just an hour earlier, and I look at him and I said, bro, you do videos? First thing out of his mouth, yeah, I do videos, but like nobody ever pays me. I'm like, oh God, this doomsday, like this dude is toxic. Like everything he said was like negative. I was like, can I see some of your work? Now granted, when I was calling my Hollywood producer friends, they're like, Charlie, you know what it's gonna take to make a fan-made Nike commercial, right? You're gonna need somebody who can shoot, who can edit, who owns the equipment and the anamorphic and cinematic lenses, who can color grade on DaVinci, who can score the music, who can make the music, because if you're gonna do something inspirational, it's gonna be Hans Zimmer level, you know, with the strings, you know, like it's gonna make people cry. That stuff's expensive. I said, I'll find somebody, and then when this gentleman walks in my front door, and I say, can I see your work? He had a little short film on his website. I said, did you shoot this? Yeah, I shot it. I said, who owns the equipment? Because you might have somebody who shoots, but they don't have no equipment, you know, like you might, it's like, man, well, I'm kind of like a hoarder, like, anytime I make money, I just like buy equipment. I was like, you got Steadicam, you got mics, you got lighting? He's like, I got everything, like I got a whole, I was like, okay, who did the scoring on this film? Because the person who shoots usually doesn't make music. He said, well, I used to be in a rock band like 15 years ago. Like, we had a record label, but we got dropped, but we were on the Warped Tour. So I said, you make music? He said, I make all the music. I said, who did the color grading? He said, well, I taught myself DaVinci. I said, who mix and master the audio? He said, well, I have a recording studio in my bedroom. I said, oh my God. I said, look at my notebook. I said, we're going to make a fan-made Nike commercial together. Nike's going to want to sign me. He said, you're crazy. I said, I know. That's the whole point. I said, can I hire you? He said, yeah, you know. I was like, what would it cost to make a fan-made Nike commercial. I want it to be inspirational, I want the music. He said, $600.
Oh, shit.
I'm like, this dude must be trash. He's lying about everything. He's terrible. I said, well, what's the $600 for? He said, well, I need a 10-foot PVC pipe. I need a skateboard because I want you to like run, and I want like the camera at the same distance. So you're gonna have a belt connected to you. So when you're running, I want the camera. I'm like, man, you sound like you know what you're talking about. I was like, man, you walked in my front door like this has got to be God. Like, you walked in my front door like this can't be like a prank. Like, God, like, I want to show you what we made for that $600. Play that video for me, Mr. Greg.
Pretty much had everything you can imagine in life. $1 million businesses, world tours, #1 albums. We even won a Grammy. I left it all. When I was 8, I had this dream. But as you get older, society tells you what's realistic. You see, I wanted to be an athlete. But I was a chubby kid. It didn't matter to society what I was passionate about. It only mattered what I could realistically accomplish. I had everything anyone could ever dream of. But the bigger my business got, the more I buried my dream. But one day, I cracked. I became over 300 pounds. I was diagnosed with a brain tumor. Despite everything going wrong, the most amazing people walked into my life at the right time. But in the end, I had to figure it out by myself. When you're broken, all you have left is your truth. I left my company, my friends, my city. I reinvented my entire life.
You want to work with somebody, you go take it. You go take it. You go jump so deep. If you jump in the pool, you put your pinky toe in, how many waves are you making? You got a cannonball. You want something, you go cannonball. Because Nike called me 3 days later. They said, we don't know who you are. But somehow you managed to get our entire campus in a frenzy. Who's going to bring them here first? They fly me on the plane, they walk me into a conference room. I thought it was going to be a cute little meet and greet, like, oh, little dreamer guy, you know, like, let's give him some shoes. I walk into a conference room, there's about 30 people, all the executives. They say, Charlie, we forgot why we came to work every day here. It became about the numbers and the stockholders and the stock price. They said, we forgot about the soul of an athlete. And you started your commercial office. If you have a body, you are an athlete. They said, we're going to change the entire direction of our company because of this commercial.
Whoa.
What happened 8 months later is we created what became the biggest Nike commercial in history. The stock price went up by $6 billion because of one commercial. It was the Colin Kaepernick commercial. And guess who was in it? Me. respectful. So we're all going to go over there, take as many pictures, answer as many questions as possible. We got to respect these guys' stages.